Welcome, my beloved grade primary school. That's already time for science, and today we'll start a new lesson or second lesson of levers, which of unit 1, which consists of two lessons, as I said before. Lesson 1, which deal with levers and type of lever, and lesson 2 today is the levers law. So today our lesson seems is a mathematical lesson. النهارده ان شاء الله الدرس تقريبا يبان كده ان هو درس math مش science, because it contains many problems of levers that deal with levers law. So we said before, or we explained before, the levers and levers type, and we taught that, or we have learned that the levers are classified into three types, which are first class lever that has fulcrum between effort force and resistance force, second class levers that has or that have resistance between fulcrum and effort force, and also the third class lever that have effort force or F between resistance and fulcrum. So we have studied that the secret word ORF. ORF هي كلمة سرية بتعرفني ايه هو نوع اي lever. So let me revise what we have studied the next two episodes, the last two episodes. So we have studied the three types of lever, which are first class lever, second class lever, and also the third class lever. In first class lever, we have studied that it contains what in the middle? It contains O in the middle, or fulcrum between effort force and resistance force. So in first class lever we have O between F and R. اتفقنا ان O هي symbol of fulcrum, R symbol of resistance, F is a symbol of effort force. Second class lever has R or the resistance between O and F. So what about third class lever? Third class lever have F or effort force between R and O. Again, we have two types of lever, which are first class lever, second class lever, third class lever. First contains what in the middle? First contains O in the middle between R and F. Second contains R in the middle between F and O. Third contains F in the middle between O and R. So now I want to ask you a very important question. Which type of those three types of levers is the best type? مين في أي نوع من lever دول هو هيكون the best type. So to know the answer of this question, we must study the lever law. عشان نعرف أجاوب على السؤال ده كويس قوي لازم أعرف the lever law. So the lever law states that, as we said before, effort force by effort force arm, effort force by effort force arm equal resistance by resistance arm. Okay, this is the lever law. Okay, so how can I save effort? يعني ايه هو best type of lever؟ ايه هي احسن نوع lever؟ It is the lever that saves more effort. هي lever اللي هتوفر اكتر مجهود. So imagine that the effort force, for example 10, effort force arm for example 50, resistance for example 5, and effort and resistance arm must be what? 10 by 5 equal 50. 5 by what? Equal 50 also, it will be 10. So I want to reduce the effort force. أنا عايز أقلل effort force. عشان أقلل effort force I must increase the effort force arm. لازم أزود effort force arm. So the relation between them, العلاقة بينهم is inversely proportional or is inverse relation. علاقة عكسية. عشان أزود أو عشان أقلل effort force أعدل مجهودي أنا أو أوفر قوتي أنا الشخصية, I must increase the effort force arm. So I have only one condition, شرط واحد بس, to say that lever is the best type. شرط واحد بس عشان أقول الليفر دي هي أحسن نوع lever is that effort force arm must be longer than or bigger than or more than the resistance arm. Again, I have only one condition, شرط واحد بس, is that effort force arm must be bigger than or longer than or more than the resistance arm. يبقى أي problem النهارده إن شاء الله هنواجهها أو هنحلها مع بعض لو عندي فيها effort force arm more than resistance arm, so the lever will be saves effort. So again, I have only one condition, that the effort force arm or the F arm must be longer than the resistance arm. So to know or to say this lever is or saves effort or has a mechanical benefit, I have only one condition, شرط واحد بس, to say عشان أقول إن الليفر دي has a mechanical benefit, يعني ليها فايدة ميكانيكية, يعني بتوفر مجهود بالنسبة لنا, أو saves effort. This condition, شرط ده واحد بس, هو that the effort force arm must be longer than or larger than or more than the resistance arm. F arm must be bigger than or more than the resistance arm. So now let's study them in details. So now what is the best type of lever? مين هو أحسن نوع lever which we have studied? First class lever, second class lever, third class lever. So now let's summarize them in a very simple drawing. نلخص the three type of lever in a very simple drawing. Let me draw. نرسم مع بعض. First type contains what in the middle? Contains O. Let us draw. Contains O in the middle between F and R. Second class lever contains what? Contains R in the middle between O and F. Third class, the last type, contains what? Contains F in the middle between O and R. So I said before, قلت قبل كده, the lever law states that lever law بيقول effort force by effort force arm equal resistance by resistance arm. So what about effort force arm and resistance arm? يعني ايه effort force arm ويعني ايه resistance arm? Effort force arm is the distance between effort force and fulcrum. Again, effort force arm is the distance between effort force and fulcrum. So the distance between effort force and fulcrum here is this effort force arm. Okay, so I can say effort force arm here. So what about the effort force arm in second class lever? It is the distance between effort force and fulcrum. So all this distance, it's a great distance, effort force arm is the distance between effort force and fulcrum. What about third class lever? In the third class lever, the distance between effort force and fulcrum is the effort force arm. اوكي هنا انا قاصد اني ارسمها بخط يكون more thick اتخن شويه عشان نقارن بينها وبين resistance arm. طب what about resistance arm? Resistance arm is the distance between resistance and fulcrum. So it will be that distance only, resistance and fulcrum, with a thin dash or with a thin line. خط رفيع شويه هو ده resistance arm. Resistance arm second class lever, it is the distance between resistance and fulcrum also. All this distance only. What about the third class lever? It is the distance between, or the resistance arm is the distance between the resistance and fulcrum. Okay? So in which type of lever, first or second or third, do we have effort force arm more than resistance arm? Surely the second class lever. شايفين كويس قوي مع بعض ان في second class lever effort force arm الخط التخين ده او الخط التقيل more than the resistance arm. So if I have a question says that which type of lever is the best type, surely it will be the second class lever. Why? Because in second class lever we have what? We have the only condition to save effort. عندنا شرط واحد بس عشان نقول الليفر ديت هي بتوفر مجهود is that effort force arm longer than or more than the resistance arm. Okay, again, effort force arm is longer than the resistance arm. So again, which type of lever is the best type? Surely it will be the second class lever is the best type. النوع الثاني هو أحسن نوع lever. So what about the first type or third type? First type sometimes save effort. أحيانا بيوفر مجهود بس بشرط واحد بس يكون effort force arm more than the resistance arm. برضه نفس الشرط. طب what about third class lever? Third class lever don't save effort at all. هي ما توفرش مجهود على الإطلاق. So we can say the third class lever is the worst type. هي أسوأ نوع. Surely it is the worst type, but we use it بنستخدمها only to avoid danger عشان نتجنب الأخطار such as coal holder and ice holder or inaccuracy in performance such as the tweezers. يعني بيكون في محتاج عمليه او بروسيس محتاج فيها دقه في الاداء زي السيرجري اوبريشن اي عمليه جراحيه بحتاج تويزرز وده ثيرد كلاس ليفر هو don't save effort او doesn't save effort لكن بحتاجه عشان accuracy in performance دقه في الاداء. Okay, so again what type it or which type is the best type of lever? Surely the second class lever will be the best type. But what about first type? First type sometimes I can say sometimes it saves effort. أحيانا بيوفر مجهود. What about the third class lever? Third class lever don't save effort at all. Don't save effort at all. So again we can say the First class lever sometimes save effort. Second class lever always save effort, or they are the best type of levers. Third class lever is the worst type in saving effort. هي أسوأ نوع بس في موضوع توفير المجهود، لكن هي ليها أكتر من استخدام تاني such as accuracy in performance or such as avoiding danger. So now let us summarize what we have studied about the Lever's law. I think, or I'm sure, Lever's law is a very interesting mathematical and scientific law at the same time. أعتقد هو فعلا قانون شيق جدا وممتع جدا جدا، بيعرفني الليفر اللي بستخدمها هي save effort or not, because it's a mathematical and scientific law at the same time. So now let us revise what you have studied. You have studied that first class lever, they are levers that have that have the fixed point fulcrum O between effort force and the resistance R. Second class lever, they are levers that have the resistance force R between the effort force and the fulcrum. Third class lever, they are levers that have the effort force F between the resistance R and the fulcrum O. So now we can say that levers save effort, or levers save effort only if effort force R is longer than the resistance arm. ده الشرط الوحيد عندنا النهارده عشان نوفر، او عشان ليفر توفر مجهود، او تبقى ليفر كويسه يعني كده بالمعنى الدارج، او نسميها هذا ميكانيكال بنفيت، عندها فايده ميكانيكيه. هو شرط واحد بس، effort force arm must be longer than the resistance arm. So again, effort force arm must be longer than the resistance arm. So now let us summarize or let us practice. نتدرب مع بعض بقى على levers law أو levers problem. هي problem very interesting شيقة جدا. You can answer the problem if only you can write the law and conclude or exclude the results from the law and has the solution at the last. يبقى lever law قانون سهل جدا، مسائله تبان كبيرة إلى حد ما لكن هي صغيرة جدا جدا في حلها. ازاي أحلها؟ قلت أول خطوة I must write the law، بكتب اللو أو القانون، بعد كده بعمل exclude، بستنتج الفاليوز الموجودة عندي. أنا موجودة عندي f arm أو f dot arm، r أو r dot arm. بعد كده أكيد هيطلب مني حاجة واحدة من الأربعة. Okay, so let us read this problem and answer this problem with ourselves. A first class lever of 500 Newton force and the length of its force is 20 centimeter. It's affected by a resistance with a value of 200 Newton. Find the value of the resistance R. This problem was Alexandria 215. تقريبا كان امتحان ده من تقريبا من 3 سنين في امتحان الإسكندرية. So the first step أول خطوة I said that I must write the law. أول خطوة قلت أكتر مرة لازم أكتب اللو accurately. The lever's law states what? State that F by F arm equal R by R arm. So I can write the law like this: F by F arm equal R by R dot arm. So I must search for the values. The question says, or the problem says, a first class lever. Problem بتقول first class lever of 500 Newton. So where can I write 500? It says that the effort force 500 Newton. I can write 500 under the effort force. And its force arm is 20 centimeter. So I can write 20 centimeter under the effort force arm. Is affected by a resistance with a value of 200 Newton. البروبلم كانت بتقول لي كده. A resistance 200 Newton. 200 Newton by, and the value of, or find the value of the resistance arm. Surely, or sure I have 3 values. هنا عندي 3 values, but the problem contains 4 values. So I want now the resistance arm. The resistance arm. Okay. So how can I find the resistance arm? I can write that resistance arm equal. I have 2 sides here. هنا عندي جنبين بين الايكوال او بينهم equal. Which side is complete? مين السايد اللي هو عنده ارقام كامله؟ 500 by 20 or 200 by resistance arm? Surely it's that side. So I can write this side at the top 500 by 20, and at the bottom I can write 200. By cross multiplication I can find that resistance arm equal. I can omit 2 zeros with 2 zeros by calculator. Divide with 2 equal 1, divide 2 equal 10. So it will be 5 by 10 equal 50. 50 what? The resistance arm has the same unit of effort force arm. يبقى عشان اكتب يونت صح برجع البروبلم مرة تانية وبشوف اليونت موجودة عند resistance arm هي اللي عند effort force arm. So the effort force arm was 20 centimeter. So the resistance arm is the same unit, 50 centimeter. Okay? So by this way, I can answer or I can solve any problem of lever law easily or simply if only I write the law and exclude بستنتج أو بستخرج values from the problem and also find the absent value or find the demanded value. يبقى أكيد في قيمة واحدة بس هي اللي مش موجودة عندي، أكيد أنا مطلوب مني أجيبها. So another problem of problems of levers. Again, to answer the problem of lever, I advise you بنصحكم please write the levers law at the first and exclude or conclude the values from the problem, and at last you will be demanded to answer the question or answer the problem by finding the missed value. So another question says that the effort force affecting first class lever equal 500 Newton at a distance 10 centimeter from the fulcrum. It affects a resistance of 200 Newton at a distance 20 centimeter from the fulcrum. Is this lever balanced or not, or unbalanced? Why? This problem was from Giza Governorate 2015. Okay, the force affecting a first class lever equals 500 Newton at the distance 10 centimeter from the fulcrum. It affects a resistance of 200 Newton at a distance 20 centimeter from the fulcrum. Is this lever balanced or not? So I'm sure most of you now are amazed, and I'm متأكد تماما ان كتير قوي مننا دلوقتي مندهشين from this problem, because in this problem I have 4 value. أنا عندي 4 قيم. So how can I solve this problem? Okay, let us now study how to solve the problem with the 4 value not 3 value. اتعودنا أكتر من مرة والنهارده المرة اللي فاتت إن أي problem يكون فيها 3 values only, and I will find the 4th value. عندي 4 قيم بس او 3 ارقام بس سوري، وانا بجيب الرقم الرابع. هنا اداني الاربع ارقام. طب عايز مني ايه؟ Let us study how to solve this type of problem. So the problem says, or the lever law says, at first effort force by effort force arm equal resistance by resistance arm. Okay, so the force affecting a first class lever equals 500 Newton. So I can say, or I can write 500 Newton under the effort force. And it acts at a distance 10 centimeter from the fulcrum. 10 centimeter from the fulcrum, it will be the effort force arm. And it affects a resistance of 200 Newton. Resistance 200 Newton at a distance of 20 centimeter. Distance of 20 centimeter, okay, from the fulcrum. So how can I solve this problem? This problem you are wanted to say the lever is balanced or not. هنا مطلوب مني اقول بس الليفر دي متزنه ولا مش متزنه. How can I solve this problem? I must have the right side. The right side will be what? 500 by 10 equal 5,000. 200 by 20 equal 2,000. So sure 500 not equal, sorry 5,000, sorry, not equal or isn't equal to 1,000. So I can say this lever is not balanced. يبقى مطلوب مني هنا في ال type ده of this problem أعرف بس lever balanced or not by the two sides عن طريق الجنبين. لو جبت ال two sides are equal في numbers أو في value يبقى the lever is balanced. But in this case في الحالة ديت the lever I can write the lever is unbalanced or not balanced. هي مش متزنة. And why? Why? I can say why simply because effort force by effort force arm not equal resistance by resistance arm. هنا شفنا في البروبلم دي تحديدا ان effort force by effort force arm not equal the resistance by resistance arm عشان ال value not equal. So I can say the lever is unbalanced. The lever is unbalanced because the effort force by effort force arm isn't equal or don't equal the resistance by the resistance arm. So the lever law from my opinion of view من وجهة نظري الشخصية هم نوعين من المسائل. نوع من المسائل مطلوب منك تجيب الفاليو الرابعة أو القيمة الرابعة. نوع من المسائل أنا عندي فيه الفور values الأربع قيم، لكن مطلوب منك إنك تقول لي الليفر دي balanced or not. How can I solve this problem? By answering the problem or by finding the two sides, the right side and the left side. If they are equal لو هم equal يبقى الليفر balanced متزنة. If they are not equal لو هم مش متزنين أو مش متساويين يبقى the lever isn't balanced. So now let's have another problem of the second type. The affecting force on a lever equal 300 Newton, and the length of its arm is 20 centimeter. If the value of the resistance is 20 Newton and the value of the resistance arm is 10 centimeter, is this lever balanced or not, and why? So now let us answer the problem by beginning of what? By beginning of the lever's law. يبدأ أي مسألة surely by the lever law. The lever law says what? Effort force by effort force arm. Let us write the lever law. Effort force نكتب مع بعض. Effort force by effort force arm equal resistance by resistance arm. It says that the effort force affecting on the lever equal 30 Newton. So the effort force equal 30. Effort force arm is 20 centimeter. And the resistance is 20 Newton. And the resistance arm is 10 centimeter. So now let us have the left side الجنب الشمال. 30 by 20 equal 600. 20 by 10 equal 200. Are those two sides equal or not? Surely they are not equal. So I can write here are not equal. So I can say this lever is balanced or not. Surely this lever is not balanced. This lever is not balanced. Why? Or give reason. Because we have found that اكتشفنا ان effort force arm don't equal the resistance arm. So I can say because effort force arm by effort force by effort force arm don't equal or isn't equal or don't equate the resistance by resistance force arm. Okay, so up till now we have studied the two types of problems of lever's law, which are number one, the lever or the lever law that or the lever problem that I want the force value عايز فيها القيمة الرابعة, or the problem that I want to know this lever is balanced or not. To answer this problem, you must write the four values under each of them and find the left side and also the right side. If they are equal, so the lever is balanced. If they are not equal, the lever will be unbalanced or not balanced because the effort force arm or effort force by effort force arm isn't equal the resistance force by resistance force arm. So now let's have another example of problem. That's a problem from Calliope 215, Calliope governorate. The problem says that the affecting force on a lever equal 30 Newton, and the length of its arm is 20 centimeter. If the value of the resistance is 20 Newton and the value of the resistance arm is 10 centimeter, is this lever balanced or not? Why? And this problem was from Calliope governorate 250. So I think the numbers here or the values here القيم هنا أو الأرقام هنا تقريبا هي نفس أرقام البروبلم اللي فاتت. So let us answer this problem. The problem says that, or first step أول خطوة أعمل إيه عشان أحل أي lever law أو أي lever problem. I must write effort force by effort force arm equal resistance force by resistance arm. Okay, effort force by effort force arm equal resistance force by resistance arm. So effort force equal what? Equal 30 Newton. The problem says that, and its arm is 20 centimeter. The resistance is what? The resistance is 20 Newton by 10 centimeter the resistance arm. So I have here four values. عندي الأربع قيم الأربع أرقام. So how can I answer this problem? I can answer this problem by finding the left side and also the right side. The left side says that 30 by 20 equal 600. 20 by 10 equal 200. So 600 isn't equal to 200. So I can say the lever is not balanced. The lever is not balanced or unbalanced, يعني هي غير متزنة. Why? Because I have found that اكتشفنا ان the effort force arm don't equal or isn't equal the resistance force arm by the resistance. Again, the two sides of the law aren't equal, so I can say effort force arm by effort force arm isn't equal the resistance by the resistance arm. So I can say because effort force by effort force arm isn't equal the resistance by the resistance force arm. That's the answer of the lever's law or the lever's problem. I can answer any problem by at first step أول خطوة you must write the law of lever that says effort force by effort force arm, effort force by effort force arm again equal the resistance by the resistance arm, and also under the each value you can write the number or the value of each one of them, and if there is one missed لو في واحدة بس منهم مش موجودة I can have it. If all the four values are found you must say this lever is balanced or not. لازم اقول كويس قوي او اعرف الليفر متزنه ولا مش متزنه عن طريق ال two sides. لو هما equal يبقى الليفر is balanced. لو two sides aren't equal so the lever isn't balanced. So another problem with another type of lever, the problem says that if a boy sits on a seesaw, its weight is 250 Newton and the distance about 3 meters from the fulcrum, and a girl sits on the other side, her weight is 150 Newton. Calculate the distance be suitable to sit this girl to make the balance. So now let me draw this problem because it's a new type or a new kind of the levers problem. نرسم مع بعض. هتخيل ان في seesaw, في boy standing on this seesaw. Okay, نرسم مع بعض. This boy has about 250 Newton, and on another side the girl is standing. A girl is standing on the seesaw. Its weight is 150 Newton, and the distance from the fulcrum, the boy, is 3 meters. I want the distance here from the fulcrum to set the girl to make balance. Surely they aren't the same weight. هما مش نفس الوزن. يبقى لازم ما يكونش نفس ال distance at the same time. So here I wanted the distance of the girl. So now let us write at first the law. The law says what? Effort force by effort force arm equal resistance by resistance arm. Now I can hear someone says where is the effort and where is the resistance. هنا هقدر اعتبر ال effort force او resistance force هي اي حد من الاثنين. يبقى لو في seesaw او balance الارجوحه تحديدا او الميزان بعتبر اي حد من التو sides من الجنبين هم effort force و the other type is the resistance. So I can say the boy is the effort force. هعتبر الولد هو ال effort force. So 250 by what? By 3 meter. الولد هو اللي عنده مسافة 3 meter يبقى ده ال effort force R. Equal the resistance. Surely it will be the girl. The resistance 150 by the resistance R. Here is the first type of problem. ده أول نوع من المسائل تعودنا عليه إن أنا أجيب ال forced value أو القيمة الرابعة أو ال missed value القيمة اللي مش موجودة عندي. So I have here effort force arm, resistance, and I don't have the resistance arm. So how can I answer this problem? I can say if resistance arm نكتب مع بعض equal 250 by 3 divide 150. So 0 with 0 divide 3 equal 1 divide 3 equal 5. So 25 by 5 equal 5 what؟ انا قلت قبل كده اكتر مره بكتب نفس اليونت عند الريزيستنس ارم هي اللي عند الايفورت فورس ارم 3 متر. So it will be also 5 meter. So we must notice that. لازم نلاحظ كويس قوي ان effort force و resistance force have the same value. عندهم نفس اليونتس same value of unit او same unit. Effort force arm and the resistance arm also have the same unit. يعني لو effort force بالنيوتن so the resistance will be also by Newton. The effort force arm with Newton, so the resistance arm also with, sorry, the effort force arm will be by meter or centimeter. The resistance arm will be also by meter or centimeter. So now let us have another problem of lever. The problem says that a long uniform metallic bar, هنا بيقول لي ساق معدنية متزنة. Your long uniform أو long uniform metallic bar is hanged from its mid. اتعلقت من منتصفها. A force of 40 Newton exerts at 5 centimeter from the midpoint. Find the width which must be hanged at 25 centimeter to make the bar get balanced. So now let me draw this problem. Imagine that I have a long uniform metallic bar is hanged from its mid. اتعلقت من منتصفها. طبعا اعتبر المنتصف ده هو الفالكرم. Okay. A long metallic bar is hanged from its mid, and a force of 40 Newton exerted at 5 centimeters from the midpoint. A force of what? A force of 40 Newton is hanged from or at one side at 5 centimeter. So I have here a force and it is the force arm. And you must find that what is the weight must be hanged here. الويت اللي هقدر اعلقه هنا at 25 centimeter, 25 centimeter to make balanced or to get the bar balanced. So in this problem I said I can consider بقدر اعتبر اي طرف او اي side هو ال effort force and the other side هو ال resistance force. So let me consider this is the effort force and this is the resistance force. At first we must write what? We must write the law. The law says effort force by effort force R equal the resistance by the resistance R. Okay? Effort force by effort force arm equal the resistance by the resistance arm. Effort force equal what? Equal 40 Newton as in this problem by effort force R which is 5 centimeter and the resistance I must find it now. and هنا عايز اجيب resistance مش resistance arm. انا عندي الارم اللي هو بالسنتيمتر 25 centimeter. So I can see resistance equal what? قلنا بناخد دايما الجنب الكامل او السايد الكومبليتلي filled with numbers. 40 by 5 divide 25 equal what? Divide 5 equal 1, divide 25 equal 5. So 40 divide 5 equal 8. 8 what? So I said before the resistance has the same unit of effort force. So it will be 8 Newton. Again, it will be 8 Newton. By finding this value, we have answered the problem of Lever's law. So again, to answer the Lever's law or the lever problem, it's very easy. At first, or the first step, you must write the law. The law says that effort force by effort force arm equal resistance by resistance arm, and you must conclude. لازم استنتج بعد كده او استخرج من البروبلم او اعرف منها ال values of the four values. لو في واحده منهم not found او missed مش موجوده عندي انا بقدر اجيبها عن طريق cross multiplication. لو ال four values موجودين يبقى هنا اكيد هيطلب مني الليفر balanced or not. الليفر دي متزنه ولا لا. So another problem says that the length of the force arm of a crowbar is 100 centimeter and the length of the resistance arm is 15 centimeter. If the value of the resistance is equal to 400 Newton, I'm sorry, and the value of the effort force, find the value of the effort force and mention the type of the lever. هنا في سؤال جديد خالص علينا بيقول لي mention the type of lever. طب نحل اول problem وبعد كده نتعلم ازاي نجيب type of lever. The first step اول خطوه I can say effort force by effort force arm equal the resistance by the resistance arm. Okay? The problem says that the force arm of a crowbar, the force arm of a crowbar is 100 centimeter. يبقى هنا بيطلب مني او اداني force arm. Okay? And the length of the resistance arm is 15. Resistance arm is 15. طبعا مش ممكن كل problem تبقى جايب الترتيب. يعني نتعود ان في problem ممكن يديني values متلخبطه شويه. هنا اداني effort force arm وبعد كده resistance arm على طول. اوكي؟ فمش لازم كل مره يديني البروبلم او يديني الفاليوز او القيم بتاعتنا او الفور فاليوز بالترتيب. لا ممكن جدا يلخبطهم. And if the value of the resistance equal to 400 Newton, so the resistance here is 400 Newton. Find the effort force. هنا عايز effort force and mention the type of this lever. So how can I get the effort force or the effort force? I can say the effort force is what? Is 400 by 100. ده هو الجنب الكامل بقى المرة دي over 100. So the effort force will be what? Will be 0 with the two zeros will be 400 Newton. Will be 400. So how can I find the type of lever? هنا مطلوب مني أعرف type of lever. Type of lever. I have 2 points to know the type of lever. هنا عندنا نقطتين مهمين قوي عشان نعرف type of lever. What are them? They are the effort force arm, the effort force arm, and the resistance arm. If the effort force arm is longer than the resistance arm, surely it will be the second class lever. طب هنا ال effort force arm 100 centimeter وال resistance arm برضه 100 centimeter. So they may be first class lever or it will be surely first class lever because the problem says كان أول سطر في البروبلم بيقول تقريبا أو تاني سطر إن هي length of the force arm of a crowbar يعني طول ذراع المقاومة أو ذراع القوة في العتلة. احنا عارفين إن crowbar هي first type. So this lever is what? Is first type. Why? It's first type. Why? Because it has the effort force arm equal to the resistance arm. لكن لو sure ال effort force arm more than the resistance arm, it will be second class lever. طب لو ال effort force arm less than the resistance arm, it will be third class lever. يبقى عشان نعرف نوع الليفر بدور كويس قوي على effort force arm و resistance arm. لو effort force arm is longer than the resistance arm, it will be second class lever. If the effort force arm equal to the resistance arm, it will be first class lever. If the resistance arm is more than the effort force arm, it will be third class lever. So now we have practiced more and more to answer the problem of lever, and I'm sure the problem of lever are very easy if only you can use the law and write the values under each one of them, and at last find the missed value or say this lever is balanced or not. So now another problem of lever. The problem says in the second class lever, the effort force is 150 Newton, the length of the force arm is 20 centimeter, and the resistance equal 300 Newton. Calculate the resistance arm. So now let us exclude the values and writing at the first the law. أول خطوة قلنا أكتر مرة, we must write the law. Effort force by effort force arm equal resistance by resistance arm. Okay. In the second class lever, the effort force is what? Is 150 Newton. The effort force is 150 Newton. Equal, or by, sorry, the force arm is 20 centimeter. The force arm is 20. And the resistance is 300 Newton. The resistance is 300. And the resistance arm, I don't have the resistance arm. So, okay. So, I want the resistance arm here. I want the resistance arm. Resistance arm equal what? Resistance arm will be 150 by 20 divide 300. Okay, so the two zeros with the two zeros, divide 3 equal 1, divide 3 equal 5. طبعا انا عارف ان اكيد كل الجيل بتاعكم بيستخدم كالكوليتر، لان انا شخصيا مش بحب استخدمها كتير. So 5 by 2 equal 10. 10 what? The resistance arm have the same unit of effort force arm. Effort force arm in the problem was 20 centimeter. 20 centimeter. So the resistance arm will be also 10 centimeter. ناخد بالنا كويس قوي ان الافورت فورس والريزيستنس فورس الاثنين عندهم نفس اليونت، غالبا بتكون نيوتن او ممكن احيانا تكون كيلو جرام، بس غالبا طبعا بتكون نيوتن. Effort force arm والresistance arm they have the same value which will be centimeter or meter. But resistance arm and effort force arm have the same value which is Newton. Okay, so I'm sure now the problem of lever seems to be very easy because it's only you can write the law and exclude the values and at last find the missed value or say this lever is balanced or not. So another problem lever. The problem says the length of the force arm of a crowbar is 10 centimeter and the length of the resistance arm is 15 centimeter. The value of the resistance force equal 20 Newton. Calculate the value of the effort force and also mention the type of the lever. هنا برضو مطلوب مني أحدد نوع الليفر after solving the problem بعد ما أحل المسألة. So the first step أول خطوة بالنسبة لنا دايما بكتب ال lever's law. The lever law says that effort force by effort force arm by resistance, equal resistance by resistance arm. Again, effort force by effort force arm equal resistance by resistance arm. The length of the force arm of a crowbar is 10 centimeter. The length of the force arm. So it will be here 10 centimeter. And the length of the resistance arm. The length of the resistance arm is 15 centimeter. It will be here 15 centimeter. If the value of the resistance force equal 20 Newton, the value of the resistance 20 Newton. هنا مهم قوي قوي ان اقرا problem بالراحه عشان اقدر اعمل منها excluding للفاليوز، يعني استخراج او استنتاج للقيم الموجوده عندي. Okay, and find the value of the effort force. So I want here to find the effort force. هنا عايز اجيب effort force. Effort force will be what? Will be 20 by 15 over 10. Why? Because قلت أكتر مرة باخد دايما ال complete side الجنب الكامل over the incomplete side وأقسمه على ال incomplete side أو الجنب اللي مش كامل. 0 with will be counted with the 0. هنا هختصر 0 مع 0. So 2 by 15 equal 30. 30 what? Effort force must be have the same value of the resistance. So the resistance was 20 Newton, so it will be 30 Newton. 30 Newton. So now the type of lever. ما ننساش مطلوب مني تاني قوي او حاجه مهمه جدا اني عايز اعرف نوع الليفر. Don't forget to mention the type of the lever. نوع الليفر اجيبه ازاي؟ I must compare. بعمل comparison صغيره قوي بين effort force R و resistance R. Effort force R was 10 centimeter and the resistance R was 15 centimeter. So which one is longer? So the resistance arm is longer than the effort force arm. So this will be the third type. Again, this will be third type or sometime maybe first type. ساعات برضه يكون first type. أحيانا يكون عنده ال effort force arm longer than أو أحيانا يكون ال effort force arm shorter than. But إيه هو النوع اللي ثابت؟ لكن إيه هو النوع اللي ثابت عندنا؟ هو ال second class lever because it always saves effort or has a mechanical benefit because it always has effort force arm longer than the resistance arm. يبقى دايما اعرف ازاي النوع الليفر الموجود قدامي عن طريق comparison مقارنه صغيره قوي بين طول الeffort force arm وطول كمان الريزيستنس arm. هنا اكتشفت ان الريزيستنس arm اكبر من effort force arm يبقى ممكن يكون النوع الثالث third class lever او النوع الاول first class lever. So now we have practiced more and more and advise you please to practice more and more the lever law because they are very easy. طبعا لما بتدرب اكتر بتعرض يعني مسائل اكتر وبعرف افكار اكتر منها. So please I advise you today بنصحكم النهارده to practice more and more in the lever law. Another problem, the problem says that if a boy sits on a seesaw, its weight is 300 Newton at a distance about 2 meters from the fulcrum, and a girl sits on the other side, her weight is 300 Newton. Calculate the distance suitable to sit this girl to make balance. هنا عندي problem خلينا شبهها من شوية بس يمكن ال values أو القيم الأرقام مختلفة شوية لكن تقريبا نفس ال idea نفس الفكرة. هنا عندي seesaw. Okay. A boy sits here and his weight is 300 Newton and the girl sits on another side and her weight is 300 Newton also, and the boy sits on a distance 2 meters and I want to know the distance of this girl to make balance. So here I will consider هعتبر الولد هو ال F والبنت هي ال R واتفقنا ان they are the same. ممكن جدا اعتبر البنت هي ال F والولد هو ال R. اوكي نرسم شعر البنت عشان بس تبان ان هي بنوته عشان ما حدش يزعل من البنات. The lever law says that effort force by effort force R equal the resistance by resistance R. Okay, effort force by effort force arm equal the resistance by the resistance arm. Effort force will be here 300 Newton. Effort force هو 300 Newton. Effort force arm will be 2 meter equal the resistance will be 300 Newton and the resistance arm is the missed value هي القيمة اللي مش موجودة عندي and I want to know the resistance arm. The resistance arm will be what? It will be 300 by 2 divide 300, so I can omit 300 with 300 and it will be also 2 meter or centimeter. I said the resistance arm have the same unit of the effort force arm, so they are 2 meter. هنا في balance في المسألة كويس قوي ان الاثنين عندهم نفس الويت نفس الفورس نفس الeffort force او نفس resistance force, so they will have the same effort force arm and resistance arm or they are equal, so the seesaw will be balanced because the two resistance force and the effort force are equal and also the two distance are equal. هنا لو ال two sides في بينهم equality في الفورس في النيوتن هيكون برضه في بينهم equality في الديستانس اللي هي بالمتر او بالسنتيمتر. Okay. Another problem, in second class lever, effort force arm is 100 Newton. The length of the force arm is 20 centimeter. The resistance is 500 Newton. Calculate the resistance arm. So now let me write the law at first. أول خطوة تعلمناها كويس أوي في levers problem إني أكتب levers law. The lever law says that effort force by effort force arm equal resistance by resistance arm. اوكي دايما اكتب اللو كده ارجع للبروبلم تاني اقراها كويس قوي واعمل كده منها exclusion او يعني exclude للفاليوز الموجوده عندي. In second class lever the effort force is 100 Newton. Effort force is 100 Newton and the length of the forced arm is 25 centimeter. نكتب 25 centimeter تحت كلمة effort force arm. And the resistance is 500. Resistance is 500. And calculate the resistance arm. بيقول لي احسب كمان في الآخر خالص the resistance arm. So the resistance arm will be what? The resistance arm will be equal. في هنا complete side أو الجنب اللي كله أرقام كاملة. That's the complete side and that's the incomplete side. So it will be 400 by 25 over 500. قامت بنحذف 2 0 with the 2 zeros أو بالكالكوليتر طبعا زي ما تعودنا. Divide 5 equal 1, divide 5 equal 5. So they will be equal 5. 5 what? نرجع تاني للبروبلم. اتفقنا ان resistance arm عندها نفس اليونت of effort force arm. Effort force arm was 25 centimeter. So the resistance arm will be here 5 centimeter. Okay, so here if I want, هو ما طلبش مني بس يمكن اطلب منكم انا the type of lever, نوع lever. I must compare between what and what? Effort force arm and resistance arm. Effort force arm was 25 centimeter. Resistance arm will be 5 centimeter only. Which one is longer? Which one is more than the other? Surely the effort force arm will be more, so it will be what? Second class lever or sometimes first class lever. So if the effort force arm is longer, it will be second class lever or sometimes first class lever. احيانا يكون النوع الاول برضو احيانا في بعض الحالات يكون عنده ال effort force arm اكبر من ال resistance arm. So now we have answered the problem and also we have found the type of lever by comparing between the effort force arm and the resistance arm. Another problem, and I think it will be the last problem today because our time is up. The problem says that the length of the force arm of a crowbar is 50 centimeter and the length of the resistance arm is 25 centimeter. If the value of the resistance is equal to 400 Newton, calculate the value of the effort force and mention the type of the lever. Okay? First step, أول خطوة بكتب ال lever's law, effort force by effort force arm equal resistance by resistance arm, and I must return back. نرجع تاني للبروبلم. The length of the force arm of a crowbar, length of the force arm is 50 centimeter. نرجع للبروبلم تاني نجيب منها ال values. ال force arm 50 centimeter and the length of the resistance arm is 25 centimeter. Resistance arm is 25 centimeter. If the value of the resistance is 400 Newton, value of the resistance is 400 Newton, calculate the value of the effort force and mention the type of lever. I must find the value of the effort force and also mention the type of the lever. Effort force equal what? 400 by 25 over 50. So I can deal with this 0. Divide 5 equal 1. Divide 5 equal 5. So 40 by 5 equal 80. Okay. 80 what? Effort force has the same value of the resistance, 80 Newton. The last question is that mention type of the lever. Type of lever, I can find it by what? Type of lever. By comparing, بقارن بين effort force arm and the resistance arm. I can see here, effort force arm is longer than the resistance arm, so it will be second class lever or sometimes first class lever. Second class lever or sometimes first class lever. لكن هنا في المسألة بيقول لي crowbar العتلة, so surely it will be first class lever only. هنا هستبعد second class lever تماما لأن crowbar اتعلمنا إن crowbar أو العتلة first class lever. So by this problem we have answered or we have practiced more and more of problems of levers, and I advise you today, please, you can answer many problems of lever law from any source, أي مصدر, from your book, your school book, any book found at your school, and please practice more and more to have more ideas about the lever's law. So today you have studied the lever's law and its cases وحالاته, and you have studied that the second class lever is the best type of lever because it has always the effort force arm is longer than the resistance arm, but first class lever sometimes save effort or sometimes not, and the third class lever doesn't or don't save effort at all, because it always have effort force arm shorter than or less than the resistance arm. So now, by this problem, we have finished our lesson today, and our time is up, and I promise you to meet again next Thursday and have a new lesson and unit, which is unit 2, that deal with electricity. Thank you and goodbye.